So anyhow, I am Tom.
I am Trey, and we are the Tom and Trey Show.
We actually are. So we have something. We're going to do something a little different. So this time I get to tell you about the amp.
That's great.
And
Yeah. Tell me about this big bad boy.
Yeah, this is so the Plexi circuit is the 1959 100-watt circuit, and that is what is inside here. What separates the 1959 circuit from the 1987 is the 1987 is the 50-watt version.
Okay.
The preamps are exactly the same.
That's
So
good to know.
I like the sound. I call it the nodes. So a 100-watt head has 4 output tubes.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, to me, that's 4 nodes of output. So the 50 watts, 2 nodes of output, right? So
yeah.
Jeff Beck was a big fan of 50-watt heads. It's interesting how guys had their thing.
And it's funny because, Martin Kidd, most of his amps were 50 watts until just recently, right? So
yeah.
Which I found it kind of curious that he went with 100-watt because he's usually a 50-watt guy.
And it's kind of, I just think I can hear the difference.
Yeah.
And I can just hear the difference. It's almost like you've smoothed things out through those additional 2 tubes. It's just a little kind of less fast, so to say, to me.
Okay.
It's kind of weird to explain.
Yeah.
But this only puts out about 6 watts, but it does have 4 nodes of output. So with that being said, it is the 100-watt circuit. It does have 4 output nodes on the output stages. And I can also swap those tubes out and bring it down to 2 watts.
Wow.
But you can also, remember we talked about in the last one about how instead of the switch, the half power, you can actually just pull this tube out and then just run it on the on 2 nodes rather than 4, and just switch the impedance switch. So.
And what were the power tubes in that again?
Well, these are, I got to remember what they are. They're B7H or B7H or BH7, something like that. They're a small little pentode tube.
Interesting.
And so it works out pretty good. And I like the way it sounds. So this came inspired by actually Tim, the Green Beret brother.
That's right. Yeah, that's so
Tim,
awesome.
hi Tim.
Yeah, hey Tim, how you doing?
He calls me a lot, especially through with this recent times. So I'm grateful.
Yeah.
And that's why it has a green light too, because it's for the military folks out there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But he made mention one time how loud amps are. He said, it'd be cool to have an amp that has the sound without the volume.
Well, I got to tell you, this is something that one of my struggles now. Victory makes they have a good master volume and they can get low.
Yeah.
But that's one of the struggles with my little teaching room.
Yeah.
Is that I need to have a good sound at a low volume.
So this has no master whatsoever. You can run this Plexi on 10 and the cops will not show up.
That's fantastic. That's so great.
So I'm going to try to run through this fast. I'll give you some basic sounds and then we'll give you the chord and you can do what you do.
Oh, I can't wait. That's so fantastic.
It has switchable rectifier. So I have a tube rectifier in this as well as a solid state.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. So
that lets you hear that, which is really cool. A lot of times when you have amps, you only have one or the other, so you can't really A/B those sounds or understand what it's doing. But in this, you can, which is really clever.
And what that really does is what determines to me the sound of the amp is the plate voltage. So a tube rectifier will definitely have a lower. There's a ratio formula, but it will have a lower plate voltage than a solid state rectifier.
Really?
The solid states are just more efficient. And then it gets beyond that. You can put different rectifier tubes in there to adjust that voltage drop that you would like.
What were the old Plexis? Were they tube or they were solid state?
They were solid state.
Really?
Yeah. The JTM 45 and the early JTM 50s were rectifier or tube rectifier. But then after that, and it makes sense because there's an expense to the tube rectifier.
Yeah.
Where 4 diodes are under $1.
Can't beat that. Yeah.
And they'll handle 1,000 volts,
wow.
per diode. So
yeah, whereas a tube, even you were saying something about that Mesa Boogie. What do they call those?
The
things?
Triple rectifiers. And
that's really what it is, right? Because it needs a certain amount of tubes to rectify it. So the dual rectifier or the single rectifier, it's really depending on how many rectifiers are in it.
Well, and how many watts. So
right?
Yeah, so like a single rectifier tube is usually good for about 50 watts. So when you get above that, you got to add more rectification to that AC voltage.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So when I hear that, I just hear an expense.
Exactly, right.
And you think when you build that as well. So Normally you can just put four diodes in a circuit and you got your DC voltage.
Yeah.
But now you're going to add a tube socket. Your transformer has to have something that's going to power that rectifier tube at 5 volts, because that's what it gets powered at. So now you're going to have a separate winding on your transformer for that.
Interesting.
Then you're going to have the expense of the tube socket, and then you're going to have the expense of the tube.
Yeah.
So nothing's free. There's no free lunches in this world.
That's right. That's right.
So either way,
I love learning about this stuff. There's so many cool things as you deep dive this that make the whole of that amazing sound. And you know, those iconic sounds have a very specific voice to all of us. And you know, some of it was due to cost and keeping things somewhat affordable, and then other things were, you know, trying to make it efficient, trying to make it work good in a band setting, be loud enough, you know?
Yeah, so like ideally, I mean, that's really, I think Marshall switched from tube rectifier to solid state for a multitude of reasons. For one, cost. For another, production. Now, that speeds up production. And as well as the handling capability. You don't have to worry about a 100-watt head having more or whatever. So you just put in a solid state rectifier circuit, which is pennies compared to everything else.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're good. Please understand, this isn't what we do really as in videos, but we're getting our stride on that.
That's it,
we're reaching our stride.
We're learning the process, and you know, it's definitely a process. There's so many moving parts when you get in there and trying to figure out how to make it sound. And the biggest thing is how to make it sound like what we're hearing, right?
Because that's the hardest part, is always to capture what's in the room. It's so hard.
It's really hard to do that. And you know, sometimes you actually do want to bleed in a little of that.
Yeah, sure.
But it's hard because those mics are so sensitive, and it'll really sound weird. I would like to eventually get a really good room mic to put
in the back there. Yeah, sure.
I would love to hear that.
Because the chamber that we're in would be really good. You'd have that natural reverb on the opposite end.
Because it sounds so good over there, you know.
So I'm going to run down through here. So basically, I'll give the rundown. I'll give a couple sound samples, and then we'll let you jam on. I want to talk about the Explorer then too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that too.
So my standby switch on this is in the center. If you go down, it's the tube rectifier. If you go up, it's solid state.
Perfect.
Going down further, I have, it's a typical Plexi, but I do have it switchable for the Randy Rhoads mod.
Yeah.
As well as a voice cap on the normal channel. And when we get into the Randy Rhoads mod and how all that works, you'll hear the difference between that. So what I just want to do is, I'm just going to, both channels are on 10 because we can do that in here with this amp. Yeah. And that's where I keep them. You know, you have a guitar volume, you can fix it, you know what I mean? That. So I'm going to put it on the tube rectifier real quick and just give you a couple sounds, and then we'll switch it up.
I can't wait. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
And it really is a...
Yeah, it already sounds great.
It sounds like a Plexi.
It sure
does.
That's
what it's supposed to do, right? So there it's a little faster, a little louder, more voltage. So we'll leave it there, and then I'm going to go over here, and right now we're in the treble channel, so that's cool. But we're going to go over to the normal channel, which will be a lot bassier than the treble channel.
Yeah. Too, just so folks know what that is.
Well, this is going to be our project. Yeah. So we'll hit that then. But it's just a new Explorer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try to backdate it. We're gonna make pickups for it. Go to gold hardware, aluminum tailstop piece, black pick guard, vintage wiring.
I've never played one, so
well, today's gonna be your lucky day, brother.
I'm so excited.
These are actually one of my favorites because it's so comfortable. Yeah,
it looks comfortable. It looks like
and it's well balanced. You got all this tail weight back here. So right beside the very first knob, there's a toggle switch, and if you can flip that into the up position,
yeah.
And what that does is actually it changes the bypass capacitor. So now it's going to give a little more treble to that channel. Not a lot, but a little more than it had. why I did that is when we go into the Randy Rhoads mode, which actually puts one stage, it's like putting two batteries in a flashlight, one on top of the other, so it puts them in line.
They're in series is what they call that, right?
Yes. So what happens is on the original Randy Rhoads amp, the bypass cap on the normal channel is like 250 microfarad, very, 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 very bassy. Good for a Strat, but not so humbucker friendly.
Yeah.
So that switch then changes that, so it's not so bassy. So the next switch that's beside there, if you can flick that down, and now we are in the Randy Rhoads mode.
Fantastic.
Meaning that we have, this is the most gain this amp's going to have.
Yep. And you on the bass channel still, or this one?
We're on both.
Okay.
I'll show you that.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds great.
It sounds like you should have it. You know what I mean? It just has its thing.
Well, and it sounds really great at this low volume, which is crazy. Sounds fantastic.
It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit that first switch down again. So that's going to put more of that bottom end back in that I really would. That's why I put that switch in, is to take that out when we're in this mode. So when it's up, it's just a little more treble.
It does, yeah. It just gives a little more bite to it, right?
Yeah, and I don't put treble caps on the volumes like the normal, or I'm sorry, the treble channel normally would have a capacitor bypass cap. And I don't really like that, so I don't do that. But if you did that, it would be more yet.
Even more yet, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Can I hear that one more time through the Randy and then the other way? Like with this up and then
go ahead.
Down?
Sure.
Play a little bit. That sounds great. Sounds really good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, fantastic amp. I love the design too. I love this check. They call that checkerboard, right?
Yeah, it's the Marshall speaker cloth.
Yeah, it's so good.
The reason it's offset is I actually have a little 20-watt speaker here,
which is fantastic.
So you could just set it on your end table or something and play or whatever.
I mean, how great is that?
That's pretty cool.
Eat your heart out. You ever see those little head? They're like a Yamaha amp.
Yeah,
it's about that big.
Yeah.
But the real deal.
Yeah. So you can
set
it on the 412, or you can just play it with this little onboard speaker.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's just cool. It was just a project, but a fun project.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the Randy Rhoads mod as well, this is the part that a lot of people miss, is because you get some super good cleans out of it, because now you can adjust this. And as well as when it's out of the Randy Rhoads mod, you can still do all the jumpering that you would on a normal Plexi. You plug in and then run your jumpers across. And that's why I like the Randy Rhoads mod switchable. You can go from a stock Plexi to an in-series cascaded Plexi.
Very cool.
Yeah, so but the cleans on that are...
I wonder if I should...
No, you're good. I just need to see, these Marshall knobs we talked about.
Yeah.
Can't see them at all, but... You can really, in all honesty, you can get some super cleans out of that if you sit there. I'm a pretty far stretch, so I'll tell you what, you will switch. Play this for a little bit.
Yeah, I do want to try that bad.
You've never played an Explorer?
Never before.
Oh, awesome.
This is such a cool experience.
Yeah, here, I'll hold that one. I'll trade you. And then I'll spin the knobs while you play.
Yeah.
And then we both can see what's going on.
I love the look of it. Wow, that's cool looking. And it's lighter than I thought it would be.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's unexpected, too.
I think they're like one of the coolest balance things. And you figure they were designed in 1958. That's the mind blower.
Well, that is crazy to think of the design times. And so now, do you know roughly what one of these costs, a new Explorer?
They're close to $2,000.
That's what I thought. I thought they were in that wheelhouse. But wow, it's nice. It's really cool. I love the design.
I do too.
surprising. It's just a guitar I never got to. Nobody ever had one that I was around.
Really?
Yeah, and I always loved Skinner, so I loved the look of it.
Yeah.
And I just never got to try one. So this is a cool moment. Yeah. Sounds great.
They're killer guitars, man. They are killer guitars.
And it is really balanced.
So you're in the normal channel right now.
So this is just the normal plexi, right?
Yep.
And it's on 10 though.
Yes, everything's on. Yeah, not everything, but both channels are on 10.
Yep. And what was? Can I hear that first channel too?
Oh yeah, we're gonna switch over to the treble channel. You ready for that?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Hit it.
So that's where Eddie would have played, right?
Yes. So I'll tell you where you're at. Right now you're in a solid state rectifier. We'll go down the things, and you are in the treble channel in the high position.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it in the low position once, just so you can hear the difference in that.
Yeah. Awesome.
They're cool, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it really is legit. So the preamp section really is plexi. The power amp section, actually, the phase inverter, I have it along the lines of the JTM 45. And I was trying to get like a little bit of everything. So this is actually a little more thicker than the plexi would be, but actually it's in line. But there's a capacitor's difference on like a 68 plexi compared to a JTM 45. So I went with the JTM 45 just to have a little bit of everything Marshall.
Yeah.
You know, so we have the rectifiers both ways, the plexi 68 style circuit in the front end, the phase inverter of the 45, but then the output section being 4 nodes of 100 watts. So there is a lot of little pieces of Marshall in here.
Yeah.
And that was the plan.
Yeah, so, that is the plan. That's so awesome.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get you in the rock mode.
Yeah, let's hear that.
So, yeah, man, we got to make sure we're spooled up.
so cool.
Yeah, it was just a cool project, but I really like it. It hasn't been turned on for quite a while. I thought, we got to bring this in here.
That sounds
because it's just fun. It's a fun little amp. And like I said, it's bulletproof. You cannot blow this amp up.
Let me hear that one too.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to work really hard to blow this up because it's way overbuilt. So that's why,
But what a cool amp for sure. It's got so many features, and it's what's really cool is that it's quiet,
Yeah. We're gonna do this guitar in the very near future. Right after 2026, we got a lot of things we're gonna do together.
Yeah.
I do want to do and hopefully everybody'd like to see this. I'm gonna convert a Plexi into Eddie spec.
Oh, that'll be fantastic.
The 6 CA7s, the 50K mid pot, we call it the fat cap. Yeah, all the specs are known, and we just need to do it before and after, and then to see is it really, I think Eddie, if he'd play a bassman, it would sound the same,
Yeah.
But there is something, I think there's something to it, and I've always wanted to do it. I have the head that I wanted to use for that, and it's based on the 68 chassis and stuff. It's all the good stuff.
Yeah.
So we need to do that.
Definitely.
We're going to do this. I still want to do the Strat, the Blues Breaker build.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of stuff coming up.
We do have a bunch of stuff.
So please stick around because you're the player, I'm the builder, and that's how it works.
It built some amazing stuff. What are you doing for the holidays? Speaking of
there
holidays.
You go. Well, it's been a challenging year. So I think I'm going to load up my Jeep, and I'm going to drive as far as I can south, and then turn around and come back.
Oh, that'll be a fun trip.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, that's
somewhere.
Really cool. Yeah.
Just because, I guess. So.
Yeah.
But anyhow, thanks for asking, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat, so probably not much.
Well, the good part is, you know what? I'm left-handed, so I'll row the left side of that canoe, and you're right-handed, so you can row the right side of that canoe. And we'll get to wherever we need to go.
That's right. That's right.
And I got to tell you, and it's cool for everybody to know you've been a great friend through this most challenging time.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, bro. It's been good, man. So this is I'll be ready for 2026. Is the best I can tell you.
I know it. Yeah, that's one thing I will say is that I'm excited about the future of all of this and getting to hang more and
man,
and get to know you more and we've just had such a wonderful time doing this, but also really is a documentary kind of on us becoming friends and get to know one another. And
and now we eat chicken together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it's good. I gotta say, that chicken is good.
Yeah,
I've been dreaming about the chicken since last time.
But no, it's been good. It's been a good year, and I hope everybody's had a great year. And most importantly, I really do hope everybody enjoys this holiday season and can enjoy the joy of being with their families and friends, because
Amen.
one word that I've studied hard in recent times is the word joy. It is a 3-letter word with the most complex meanings of any other word. So
it is a wild one, right?
Oh man, like she wouldn't believe. So, but anyhow, you know what? We're just going to keep rowing the canoe.
Yeah.
The other amp that I want to bring up as well is Jimmy Page's. I have a Plex that I've done in his style as well.
That'll be fantastic.
And it's a killer. It's got the 4 KT88s. It's legit.
Yeah, that's that one.
We're going to start doing those kind of things,
I'm so excited for that because I've always wanted to go down this Plexi route.
You grab that guitar, and all I'm going to do is we're going to put this in. I'm going to put it in different modes.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this.
What I want to do now, you're going to be right now JTM 45-ish.
Fantastic. That first one I liked a lot. What was that again? Can I hear that one more?
Yeah, sure. It's funny, my laugh is louder than the amp right now.
I know. It's crazy how quiet it is and how good it sounds.
Yeah, this would be a great studio amp, to be honest with you. And then you could put your pedals in front of it or whatever. I actually built we're going to bring it. I built an entire Plexi preamp in a small aluminum enclosure.
Yeah.
It's correct voltage and stuff. And you could run that in the front end of this as well and have a monster.
Get some nasty sounds, right?
So last time you played like your Cream Sunshine of Your Love. So this should be, well, that was Cream, but either way, it still have a pretty good. Now I'm going to do that. I want to put you in the treble channel and play that same kind of clapping thingy.
Yeah.
So now that was tube rectifier. Let's do the same thing in solid state.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to this channel. Now I'm going to stay in the same channel, but I'm going to switch what I would call the voice, which most people would call the voice switch. It's going to add a little treble to it.
Yeah.
And we'll do the same thing. So now, and you can see they're definitely, the normal channel is less gainier than the
yes,
channel.
For sure.
So now we'll go back in there and kind of do the similar thing. Now I'm going to put you in here and do this. So it's just that simple, right? What else is there? So none of this is foot switchable, but it is pretty easy to dial in something. Basically, there's something you're looking for. It's in here.
Yeah,
somewhere.
exactly.
It's Marshall-esque